Appreciating men as a woman will always be divisive amongst other women. I feel like that's the lesson I've taken away from this trip. And not because of like my friend or anything actually, but more so my experience of Jezebel, going on this date and just having time to think and also experience a people that are considered to be mean, and just seeing how they're not really mean, you know what I mean? And just thinking about the difference between, the jury of the sheeple, I guess, and the reality that we're actually facing and why things are happening the way that they are. So I'm in the middle of filming a vlog, probably my final video. This might be my last clip even, while I'm in Gdansk, Poland, which is where I am right now, seeing my friend. And I left because she was asleep anyway. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for a stroll. I'm going to go spend some time with the Lord. So when I'm done with this, I am going to spend some time with the Lord and just talk with him and have a debrief. I wanted to just quickly come on here to talk about like the realities of being a woman who supports men, because this is something I've been avoiding for years, you guys, like actually years. Me and the Lord have been talking about this stuff for a very long time. And I've never been against the male community. Like, even through what I've been through in my life, I was never against the male community because I've always been deeply empathetic to everyone. So I've never seen really anybody as my enemy, and I've never even seen anybody as my opponent. And that's actually was the problem. A lot of times, women would be competing with me or think we're in competition. I didn't even know we're competing. There's a fountain behind me, by the way. You guys will see it all in the vlogs that are coming up, because I'm going to do vlogs, or at least footage. And it's splashing onto me, which I ain't even mad about, actually. Gorgeous. But yeah, you guys will get to see it in the vlog. I've already taken the footage. So I never realized that was a thing. And then also with men as well, like, they can be, there's a portion of them who are problematic, and there's a lot of bad things I've experienced by the hands of men. I've experienced all levels of abuse, violence, physical, sexual, you name it. The verbal abuse, actually, honestly, is the worst. And so it's not like the things I say is because, oh my gosh, men have been perfect my entire life. But I've just always decided to choose, what we're choosing is winning. I've told you guys, the victors or victims. You're either winner or loser. You're a victor or a victim. You're humble, you're proud. You know what I mean? And we're going to add another one to the list as of, just especially going on this date yesterday, I have to admit, the selfless and the selfish. Like, I've realized now that more than ever that, like, the selfless and the selfish is another categorical difference. Categorical difference between those of us who are in the kingdom and those of us who are in the kingdom of heaven and those of us in the kingdom of darkness. Because one thing I've realized is, and that's been really fueling me, but I couldn't put my finger on it, is that all the beautiful and precious people I've met, like you guys, my new female friends, including the friend who I'm literally staying with right now, and all of these guys who I go on dates with who like treat me as if, like, I don't know, like I'm the most valuable thing that ever came out of anywhere, right? And then, like I said, this is just an average day at the office. You guys are just hearing one story because I decided to share it, and it's part of the plot and the lore of what's happening right now. But this is normal, and I realized all these people have in common, including myself, is, being pure and genuine and trying to like do the right thing and being quite selfless, like caring about others before yourself, putting others before yourself, wanting to do what's best for other people, and like just doing it out of love and not even out of wanting anything back. You know what I mean? But just because you love the people you're doing the things for. And so what I've realized is that what's divisive as a woman, and shout out to the women of the winning team. You guys really have helped me so much. Like some of you who I see commenting consistently and like still here, I know you guys get it. Where it's like, as a woman, it's hard to actually step out and be like, oh, I'm going to support the male community and I'm going to like speak for the men, because a lot of women just take that as like, oh, you're trying to, they take the competitive aspect of it or whatever. And the guys who appreciate it, I feel like a lot of them just stay silent, which is unfortunately and very extremely annoying. But then also some of them just take it badly, as if like, oh, you just must be doing this because you're just out here, just sleeping around. And I was thinking about this even yesterday when after this date thing, and how me and this guy, the max we did, which was at the very end of yesterday, was actually hug. We haven't kissed. We didn't do nothing. That wasn't his choice, by the way, because it was up to him. I think things would have gone a lot further, right? But then also he's a man. So just because he's thinking that way, like, you know what I mean? So many things to say. But it's like being being in favor of men and not hating men is divisive as a woman. That's the truth. In this day and age, not having hatred towards men is divisive. And that's what's crazy. Like, me, to the feminine men of the world, me saying the things that I say means like, oh, she's fatherless, she's a whore, she's whoring around. To the women, it's like, oh, you're a pick me, you're trying to steal this man from me. To the women who get it, we understand that like we would be actually physically delusional in our lives to act as if these guys didn't do so much for us and they don't continue to do so much. And yes, there are many bad eggs, and I wish the men would deal with them more. I still do wish that. I do feel like men are not doing enough to deal with their own bad eggs in their own community. But at the same time, I can't lie and try and pretend like I can't sit here delusional as if like, you know, it's probably even men that built this fountain I'm sitting in front of, this bench that I'm sitting on right now. Jesus was a carpenter. Hello. Jesus could have all I want to find something that Jesus built. That's one of my things I've asked the Lord, like, God, please let me find a piece of furniture that was built by Christ one day. But anyway, you know, so, and also not even just that, I find them extremely likable. Like, they're really very simple-minded. You know what I mean? They're all dirty dogs. You know what I mean? They think in straight lines, which is annoying. They have these egos that just drive them to do strange things. They're very much sins to their own flesh, you know what I mean? But you know what? I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love the men. I've told you guys before, men are, in my opinion, God's greatest creation, even more than children. I think I love the men of the world, and I love them because I just love that. I love how different we are. I love that they're just this different thing that doesn't make any sense to me, that frustrates me and is just annoying, gives me a headache. But you know, at the same time, they go out and they work so hard for us, and they do everything for us as women. And like the women who get it, you guys get it because you've experienced it. And the women who haven't, honestly, I'm not going to lie, your attitude is probably what put these men off in the first place. And then your same attitude attracted the feminine guys who are like also behaving like you, bitter, vindictive, entitled. Because that's the thing. That's what's actually sticking out to me, is there's like literally two sides to it. You got the good men and women and the bad men and women. The good men and women are like selfless, they're humble, they're loving, they're kind, hardworking, resilient, don't make excuses, take accountability, treat every human as though they were humans, you know what I mean? And not in like in a deeply emotional way, but just like in a character, moral way. Then you have the bad men and women, entitled, you know what I mean? Bitter, vindictive, victim mentality, always making excuses. We have accountability, they have excuses. Oh, this is why I'm doing this is why I'm doing that, this is why I'm whatever. And so what ends up happening is the feminine men obviously never show up around the masculine men, because the masculine men will deal with them immediately without even hesitation, because that's how men are, you know what I mean? They are reactive. Again, I kind of love it because we're obviously the opposite, and I'm just like, are you guys really doing this right now? But I kind of love it. You know, but the feminine men, you know, so the masculine will deal with them immediately, so they never appear around the masculine men, which is why the masculine men need to understand that this is what's happening with us women. We're always in danger when you're not there. Not when the danger's never going to be there when you're there, basically, right? Because the men know, the feminine men, they know, right? And then you got the women who are the vindictive, the bitter, the unhappy, the ones who like to gossip and complain and just unpleasable, right? And so, you know, for us women who experience things with guys, they're like, oh, you're so lucky, it's like, we're not lucky. None of us are lucky here. Those of us over here realize how much we go through to actually maintain being the people we are amongst you people. We go through hell in this life having to maintain, like having to exist amongst you people. We have to deal with your behavior. We have to choose the high road. We have to choose not to lose our heads, lose our minds, lose our tempers in you people's faces when you guys are just walking around just comfortably, bleeding all over everybody else. And we are trying our best to do the best and try to treat everybody as a human at the very least, if not better. And you're the ones who are selfish. You're the ones who take it too far. You're the ones who have good people in your lives who you could have cherished and loved and been reciprocal with, but you just decided to be take. And you then are the ones who drained us and caused us to have to step away or to do whatever it is that we're doing, or to withdraw, or to, you know, or even cut us out, or even lie on our names. And then we end up in the positions we're in because we're not prepared to do the same things that you're doing. We're not prepared to go and start, you know, gossiping about you or slandering your name. We're not going to do that, We're not going to do that. We're going to maintain our character and our morals and values. I haven't always been exactly like this. I have always been in intent, not always in execution. And I've had to learn that, you know, being around people who are very divisive and have a losing mentality can rub off on you. And that's why I'm very careful about who I spend my time with these days. But it's like, the ladies know, like, as a woman, it's so easy now. And we've just normalized that, oh, men are the problem. That's why me and Jezebel, we have an understanding. Because she knows men are the problem, because she knows that that's the thing in society, that men are the problem, and that's the downfall, because that's what happened with her. The Watcher Angels had children with the women. We cut out the male men, the men of this world, and then look at where we are. And that's, now she doesn't even have a choice to go to heaven. At least I can have a choice and the rest of us can. She's going straight to hell. So no wonder she hates everybody so much. Like, literally, it's because of this. And it's not that I'm saying that women are bad. I think being a woman is incredible. Like I said, meeting all these guys I've met who are grown men, got their lives together, very mature, very humble, very, you know, like, there's nothing wrong with them. There's not a single thing wrong with them, other than there's only one thing that's wrong for them, is that they don't have a woman in their life. And it actually works against them. It actually works against them. And it made me realize there's actually such a value in our teamwork, because it does help. Even me just seeing these guys just for a couple of dates, even, I can significantly help their life and help them to get a few things in order, you know, just from a female perspective. And that's what I'm saying about the teamwork. But the truth is, and the ladies know of the winning team. I know you women know here, because those of you who've been here for a long time, you get these things I'm saying. You know, I'm not making that stuff up. As a woman, women hate women that like men. That's the truth. Women hate women that like men a lot of the times, because as women, we have a default setting, obviously, because we know they have more of a physical dominance over us, to want to, you know, be defensive and against them. But actually, the good men, they would never do a lot of these things we're worried about. When you find a good man, they would rather separate themselves from the situation. They'd rather step away. They'd rather stay quiet. They'd rather do anything other than the things that we're worried about. And like, I know that, and a lot of women, we know that. And so honestly, it's honestly safer being around the good men than it is being around bad women. That's the truth. It's a lot safer, because you can actually be honest. You can actually be yourself. There's no psychological warfare, because they're not intelligent enough anyways, although we love them dearly. And then physically, they would never do anything. They would rather, because it's in their character. And that's the difference. That's what I love about the Lord. Going back to why I'm all long live the patriarchy. I'm making jokes about it, but it's dead serious. The reason I have the relationship I have with God is because of his character. It's because of his character, who he is as a person. And like, that's what actually makes me want to like give everything to God and do whatever he says, because I'm like, you're such a good person. Like, that's what makes me, even when I'm talking to these guys, I'm like, you're such a good person. You're such a good man. Like, you've got such strong, good character. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever you want, you can have it, honestly, at this point. Like, that's how I feel. I'm like, whatever you want, like, whatever you want, just tell me, because you have such strong character. And that's what I feel like the other ladies get. But I feel like sometimes men don't get it. That as soon as those of us ladies who are like us, are the winning team ladies over here, as soon as we're like this, we immediately become the enemies of the other women. And then also you guys fall for their tricks, because they're willing to just pretend that they want to give you everything, because they're trying to exploit you. Whereas we're taking time, and we're being we're slowing down, and we're thinking, because we actually appreciate you and we want to give you guys what you deserve. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Ladies of the winning team, pull up in the comments, please. Let me know I'm not alone, because I can't believe the Lord convinced me to do this. I never wanted to talk about this topic. It's the exact topic I never wanted to talk about, was men and women. But anyway, we're here now. Praise be the name of Jesus. The church bells is going. If life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one.